Sometimes like all you want to do is run. Hear me out, hear me out. If all the things you never show, there are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know. Losing almost all my energy. It's getting hard to talk to you, and I'm the only one who speaks. It's all the things you never show. There are the things I want to know. Secrets start in your heart to slow. But if you don't wanna tell me now, I guess I'll never know.
Oops, I was gonna just about to talk with my mic muted there. Hey guys, welcome to the live. It wasn't a planned live, and then Charmaine had sent me this because this just came out within the last hour with regards to Madeline Soto. There's so many tragic cases going on right now that we're covering, and this was just another heartbreaking case. And so, yeah, hello, Tara and Debner. Welcome to the chat. Hi, Crafty One, how are you? Again, this has just been a heartbreaking case, and I don't know. I don't even know what to say about this between this, Elijah Vu, Sebastian Rogers, Audrey Cunningham. There's just so many cases going on. Hi, Jerry. How are you? Welcome to the live. So yeah, I'm going to show this video. It's 4 minutes and 51 seconds long. And then we'll talk about it because I think you guys remember too. And I think a lot of people took a bunch of pause when the mom was giving there was a couple pathetic interviews, really. The one with Stephen Stearns in it, where he's like acting like he's all teary-eyed and crying, and that crock of crap going on there. And then, of course, where the mom was like, yeah, we took her to school. I mean, yeah, he dropped her off. So this right here actually should put it all in a bowl for you here about, a crime scene photo was leaked. Hi, New Brunswick. How are you? And I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to call out the channel, even though I should. But, I remember the other day seeing this crime, like, it was like a thumbnail. You guys might know who I'm talking about, might not. But anyways, there was this thumbnail, and it literally showed this crime scene photo pic. And all I could think to myself, gee, whatever somebody will do just to get clicks and views, so I actually didn't know that was like a leaked photo, but I had seen it being talked about. And then I was like, wait a second. And I went back to go look at that thumbnail again. And I was like, really, dude? Like, seriously? Like, is this really what you need to do to get someone to come, is to show that somebody's taken a picture of, Madeline in that brush there and stuff like that? Anyways, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. That's just pathetic beyond belief that somebody needs to do that. I don't think someone needs to see that personally. It's kind of like showing off Abby and Libby's pictures, of the Delphi murders and stuff like that. But anyways, this police guy, puts it on his Instagram or something like that. Anyways, let's just watch this. And it is disgusting. Like I said, I mean, there's one thing to, do up a thumbnail, but to literally, that's like putting like Nicola Bullies, stuff on that. Anyways, to me, that's just going too far when you feel the need that you have to literally circle it, point, like, well, there she is, nice and dead right there. It's just disgusting. It's a 13-year-old child. Anyways, regardless, let's get into this video and then we can talk about it, you guys. So I'm just going to hit play. And thanks, Charmaine, for
14-year-old Madeline
sharing this.
Soto.
Whoops,
Why
Liz.
prosecutors are now
Here, let me
calling
turn up
for
the
an
volume.
investigation into this local sheriff, and how the story Madeline's mother provided law enforcement doesn't line up with what investigators know.
And I'll take me off the screen.
We spoke one-on-one with Jennifer Soto last Tuesday. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. At that point, her daughter Madeline had been missing for 1 day. She told us that Stephen Stearns, her boyfriend and now the prime suspect in Madeline's death, had taken the teenager to school. She said the last conversation she had with the 13-year-old was the night before. But this report we got a hold of today shows she told deputies she saw her daughter the morning of her disappearance. Channel 9 investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been digging into the details of this case. She joins us live in studio. And Shannon, that's not the only thing you noticed in this new report.
Greg, no one has been charged in Madeline Soto's death, but we do know investigators are looking into who knew what and when. And some of that means looking at those initial interviews of the couple and the ones later on. Sources tell me the statements about the timeline are not consistent. Jennifer Soto told us last week that the last conversation she had with her daughter was about her 13th birthday party the night before Maddie disappeared.
I told her good night, and yeah, that was it.
But according to documents, Sunday night was not the last time Soto saw Maddie. New documents show that Maddie's mom told deputies on February 26th that she saw her daughter getting dressed for school at 8 o'clock that morning, and that her boyfriend then took the teen to school. But since that initial report was taken, we learned from the Orange County Sheriff that Maddie was likely dead earlier than that.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time, and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
Channel 9 has been going through statements from Stephen Stearns and Soto trying to piece together what happened in the last few hours of the little girl's life, starting with our interview of the couple. Her mom told us last week.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
But in that same interview, then said,
I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
Detectives believe Maddie was likely dead early Monday morning because the video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle believed to be deceased. Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee Police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives at 2 agencies, and that they are looking closely at all the statements she's made. But officially, Kissimmee Police won't comment. So this initial report also shows that Stearns told investigators that after Maddie got out of his car, she stopped to look in that book bag before he drove away. That same book bag was found actually in the dumpster. After her death, he then said he went home for about an hour after going to the vape store and running errands. He was home that day until 2:30. Detectives say a tip showed him changing a flat tire not far from where the little girl's body was found that afternoon.
All right, Shannon, it is starting to piece together. Thank you. We also spoke to suspect Stephen Stearns before he was arrested. He also told us he dropped off Madeline for school the morning of her disappearance.
She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said, thanks, love you too. That was it.
Again, law enforcement believes Stearns never drove Madeline to school and that she was already dead that morning.
Greg, also breaking this afternoon, the state attorney's office says it's asking the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate how and why a photo that appeared to be a body in the woods was posted to the Osceola County Sheriff's personal Instagram page. The photo was posted less than 24 hours after investigators found Madeline Soto's body. Sheriff Marcos Lopez, who you see here, said he accidentally posted the image when sharing a post of himself visiting a senior citizens area. The sheriff's office has not said why the sheriff had the photo or who took it. Developments continue to come out in this tragic story in our community. For Eyewitness News at 5, we'll show you the
1 second. Okay, guys. I see that there's a lot of people watching right now. So if you guys don't mind, and if you do, then that's okay. But I'm just going to play this one more time, just for people that are coming in again, so you guys can hear it as well. And then just whatever you guys feel in the comment section, as long as you keep it respectable to each other, just say whatever you want, however you feel. This guy's just a big bag of shit, regardless. And the mother isn't looking so good here whatsoever. I mean, I think a lot of us had pause, when again she was like saying, "Yeah, we took her to school and stuff like that." Now it's like, "Oh, I saw her get dressed at 8:30, but they believe she's dead, by 7:30 and stuff like that." Pretty much probably going to call a spade on this one. Anyways, the heartbreaking, of course, to this whole story is this poor child, is no longer with us. She didn't deserve it. It was just her 13th birthday on the Thursday previous to the Sunday, where she celebrated her 13th birthday and stuff like that. So I will just play it one more time for you guys. It? Do you think it's the clot shots causing all these cases? I'm not sure what that means, Darren, to be honest with you. It's just, yes, it is one awful case after another. We just got over, what's so eerie about this one to me is Audrey Cunningham, and then this whole backpack thing as well. It was just like, the same type of shit, right? It was, yeah, I dropped her off at the bus. Well, she never did make it to the bus, and then they find a backpack, and then you have, poor Madeline Soto here, her backpack and her laptop was thrown in the garbage. And it is, I don't know, it's just very sad, these cases. It's hard for me to handle them, to be honest with you, because it just breaks my heart. Right now I've been doing a lot of the Sebastian Rogers one, because that one needs a lot of attention too. This is an autistic child that's 15 that is missing. Like, there's no ring doorbell camera, there's nothing, right? This autistic child's missing, and it's been just over a week. We got Elijah Vu going on as well. Products. It's just heartbreaking knowing that these children, like, when you look at them, right, they're just so innocent. They had such lives to live, no different than Abby and Libby of Delphi and so many other cases. And I'm not getting into the adult cases, but for children, they mean everything to me. Always have, and it's just heartbreaking to think, what a parent or a step parent or anyone would do to a child. They deserve so much more. Children are gifts, and they should be treated as such. And it just breaks my heart all the time when, like, even the 8-passenger one, that story going on with the Frankie and whatever the other chick's name is. But anyways, it's all just very heartbreaking. But I'm just gonna uh, play this one more time for everyone coming in. Hey, Ben, and thanks to the mods too. Again, if you guys have any thoughts or feelings, feel free to leave them. It's an open space here for that, as long as you're not attacking somebody, personally, or you're not attacking me up here, because then I'll just, boot you to the door. Simple as that. It's just about respect in these cases, and just trying to have coverage about it, and trying to bring out the facts of the cases as best as we can, but still kind of wondering, like, why. Yeah, like, anyways, let me play it again, guys, okay?
Why prosecutors are now calling for an investigation into this local sheriff, and how the story Madeline's mother provided law enforcement doesn't line up with what investigators know.
We spoke one-on-one with Jennifer Soto last Tuesday. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. At that point, her daughter Madeline had been missing for one day. She told us that Stephen Stearns, her boyfriend and now the prime suspect in Madeline's death, had taken the teenager to school. She said the last conversation she had with the 13-year-old was the night before. But this report we got a hold of today shows she told deputies she saw her daughter the morning of her disappearance. Channel 9 investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been digging into the details of this case. She joins us live in studio. And Shannon, that's not the only thing you noticed in this new report.
Greg, no one has been charged in Madeline Soto's death, but we do know investigators are looking into who knew what and when. And some of that means looking at those initial interviews of the couple and the ones later on. Sources tell me the statements about the timeline are not consistent. Jennifer Soto told us last week that the last conversation she had with her daughter was about her 13th birthday party the night before Maddie disappeared.
I told her good night, and yeah, that was it.
But according to documents, Sunday night was not the last time Soto saw Maddie. New documents show that Maddie's mom told deputies on February 26th that she saw her daughter getting dressed for school at 8 o'clock that morning and that her boyfriend then took the teen to school. But since that initial report was taken, we learned from the Orange County Sheriff that Maddie was likely dead earlier than that.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
Channel 9 has been going through statements from Stephen Stearns and Soto trying to piece together what happened in the last few hours of the little girl's life, starting with our interview of the couple. Her mom told us last week.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
But in that same interview, then said,
I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
Detectives believe Maddie was likely dead early Monday morning because a video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle believed to be deceased. Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee Police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives at 2 agencies and that they are looking closely at all the statements she's made. But officially, Kissimmee Police won't comment. So this initial report also shows that Stearns told investigators that after Maddie got out of his car, she stopped to look in that book bag before he drove away. That same book bag was found actually in the dumpster. After her death, he then said he went home for about an hour after going to the vape store and running errands. He was home that day until 2:30. Detectives say a tip showed him changing a flat tire not far from where the little girl's body was found that afternoon.
All right, Shannon, it is starting to piece together. Thank you. We also spoke to suspect Stephen Stearns before he was arrested. He also told us he dropped off Madeline for school the morning of her disappearance.
She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said, thanks, love you too. That was it.
Again, law enforcement believes Stearns never drove Madeline to school and that she was already dead that morning.
Greg, also breaking this afternoon, the state attorney's office says it's asking the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate how and why a photo that appeared to be a body in the woods was posted to the Osceola County Sheriff's personal Instagram page. The photo was posted less than 24 hours after investigators found Madeline Soto's body. Sheriff Marcos Lopez, who you see here, said he accidentally posted the image when sharing a post of himself visiting a senior citizens area. The sheriff's office has not said why the sheriff had the photo or who took it. Developments continue to come out in this tragic story in our community. For Eyewitness News at 5, we'll show you the impact Madeline's death has had on our entire
13-year-old Madeline Soto.
You're muted. You're still muted.
Thank goodness. I guess I was practicing talking to myself right then and there. You're welcome. It comes with the comes with the territory sometimes. Sorry, I mute myself so that nobody hears the background noise if I move something or whatever. Sometimes I forget. But anyways, so thank you for sending the update on this case. It's a sad, tragic case. And we know as well that, for a couple years now, since she was 11, is the time that they could pretty much go to, that this child has been sexually abused. And what a sick, bottom line is sick, twisted monsters, evil, gross, disgusting pigs. It just to no end. It's so disgusting. And, anyways, what do you think of this update that you heard about the mom too?
A little bit, not entirely shocking, but I wasn't expecting it. But at the same time, I don't know what it all means, because I can only imagine what it would be like if my child was missing. My mind would be racing, and I would probably have a hard time remembering a timeline exactly. But that's a huge difference in saying I saw my daughter get dressed for school to I didn't see her at all, considering he was seen on video throwing her stuff away at 7:30. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's all very suspect. I don't
Or,
know what to think.
you know, I always go with my gut feelings on things. And when I heard the mom first say that we took her to school and then all of a sudden that quickly changed, okay, you're trying to give her the benefit of the doubt because
Yeah.
of the set reasons that you just said, you know, but then again, then when somebody obviously can't keep her story seem straight, and that seems to be the case here. Um, you can't help but sit there and do double eyebrows basically on the mom now. And it won't, I don't know, it won't shock me. It won't shock me if somehow at some point some charges come against her as well. That's my opinion, not fact. But this has been going on for, a couple of years for sure, uh, with this child, and it actually sickens me because I just want to tell you, my nephew, who's like 33 now, the mother of my nephew, her mom was with this man that worked for Telus Communications or whatever, made good money, really great money, and actually was like a millionaire, right? Had a couple million bucks, whatever. Anyways, she knew that her daughter was being sexually abused. Now, this goes back 20 some years ago when I was told about it. And she knew, but she still stayed with this stepdad of, we'll just call her C. That's her first initial, C. And there was, like, you could tell with her that there was some irreparable damage done for the fact that she couldn't believe that she told her mom what was going on, and her mom basically shushed her up because had she felt it was because, like, he had money, their life was good because of
Wow.
him, you know and that's such a sick like, could you imagine ever putting, a guy in front of your child? There's no guy in my life ever that would come before my child ever. If some
No,
harm.
you think, if some moms claim ignorance, they just didn't know, they didn't see, they didn't know anything was happening. But that, I don't know. I mean, I've always thought and said to people, you believe your kids, no matter what they tell you, even if it's, a tall tale or whatever, you believe your kids until you find out for sure that it's not true. And
Yeah.
I can't even think of a scenario where how this mother would be culpable in some way, or why she would lie, or you know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's easier for me to believe that she just had a hard time keeping her timeline straight. The only problem with that is saying that she saw her daughter get ready for school that morning around 8 a.m. That that could have been a mix up because the day before was a Sunday, was her birthday party, and blah blah blah. Like, we know all that. So that's, to
Yeah.
me, not just a timeline mix up.
Yeah, I'm not going to give her the benefit of the doubt, to be honest with you. I thought about that, what you just said, and I was like, nah. And then you watch her legs shaking. She ain't soothing herself there. Those are nerves. Um, Now I get it because like, I'll be for one for giving someone the benefit of the doubt, but my gut instinct when she first kind of, said that like they drove her to school, and like, okay, yeah, but
Well,
okay.
because later on in that same interview, she said, "I'm not the one that dropped her off. It was my partner who did it."
Yeah.
So it was just kind of like,
It's
and he too, he said that's the last time we saw her. It was like they were trying to make it seem like this was confirmed. This was like they had each other backing each other up. But like I said, I can't wrap my head around why the mom would lie and how she would be culpable in in covering it up.
Women do stupid shit for men. That's the bottom
Absolutely.
line. We do stupid shit in the name of love. And, but the thing is that it's a difference between how far of stupid shit will you do. And there's a lot of people out there that sadly will cover, you know, over their child's life being taken and stuff like that. That is like beyond the boundaries of anything, to be honest with you. But women do stupid shit when they're in love and stuff like that. No excuse, because at the end of the day, you're responsible for your own actions. I mean, this mother definitely looks sus to me now. I try to give her the benefit of the doubt, but yeah, I just not buying it. I don't. And the interview where she's talking and he's sitting in the background like a, is just disgusting, knowing full well what he did to this poor child, and he's just sitting in the background. Remember when he's sitting in the chair, and then that pathetic, croc tears there. Oh my god. I think he took acting lessons too on this one. And we kind of Adam had sent a picture. It looked like he had some, maybe perhaps some little.
Well, he did have a cut, and I looked at that picture a little bit closer, and his pinky is also banged up. And if you look at the side of his nose, like where the Kleenex, the tissue is wiping, it
Right.
also looks a little discolored there as well.
Mm.
I don't. Oh,
Yeah. So for anyone coming in, I played this clip twice. You're just gonna have to go on the replay crew if you haven't seen it or whatever. But it really, the gist of it is about the mom's story changing, about like what happened to her sleeping in, or and all this stuff. I don't even like I said, there's nothing to say that will ever bring this child back. Like no justice will ever be served for any child or anyone murdered, at the hands of another person. And that's the sad part of this all, is that you get to look at this child, that she's no longer here. You see a bright smile. I was looking at a video of Libby that Kelsey German had put of her sister, and Adam had shared it with us, and I think Deb did as well. But anyways, and Libby has an infectious smile. This is from the Delphi case, guys, if you don't know. And Libby has this infectious smile, and you can't help but smile. But then you're watching it, knowing full well that Abby and Libby were murdered, and that they're no longer here. They had this beautiful lives to live, and it's just so sad. I don't even know what to say to this, because it's disgusting. He's going to get his just desserts. Perhaps charges will come against her. Now, and that's too, like, how does a leaked photo, like, how do you put on, I think it was Instagram, was it? The leaked photo? Like,
it
how
was
does
his
that,
own Instagram. Yeah,
like, what? Like,
he
what?
apparently was posting something about a fundraiser, or don't quote me, but like at a church or something, and that picture was accidentally also selected. I've done that too, where I have
Yeah,
accidentally
please
selected an
select.
extra picture, but something like
Dang,
that
that's
is
quite a,
who takes crime scene photos with their phone as a law
well,
enforcement officer?
I mean, you can see it. Like I said, I didn't call out the channel that used that picture.
I wish you would. I wish you
Yeah,
would.
okay, sure. A monster's under the bed. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're a piece of shit for doing that. Like, that is just sinking to the lowest when you feel like you need to put the actual crime scene. Just because it's there doesn't mean you use it. You
And
know,
honestly, like I saw the thumbnail, and I think it was like 2 days ago. When I saw the thumbnail, I thought, well, that's disturbing. But no way did I think that was actually her.
oh, I
And I
did when
even
I saw it.
commented today, like maybe you should, rethink this thumbnail today, buddy. Like
Yeah.
that's
Well,
just
hopefully he does. You know, I mean, I don't watch his channel. Um, I'm not a fan of him. I seen him once, and that's when he was doing like the Koberger thing, and he was trying to compare this white Elantra to this other car, and to me it was clear as day that these weren't the same things. But yet News Nation had them on because they don't even vet people, they don't even check facts or anything. They just like, yeah, you know what? Come on, like come on, whatever. And then that's just putting bullshit misinformation out there like that, especially when it's like a News Nation and stuff like that. But so I think it was like Ashley Banfield. But anyway, so that's the only time that I really knew of that channel. But when I saw that pic, like that's actually what gravitated me because I seen that it said Madeline Soto and it had a big circle, and I'm like, really? Like you're using the girls like basically.
I honestly, when I seen it, I didn't think it was. And then when I saw the article today, I was like, oh my God. Like, I wonder if that's it. Because if that was on his Instagram and being a sleuther or whatever, you're all over these cases. So
Yeah.
you're just grabbing it and using it, not even as a short snippet in a live stream, but as the thumbnail. Like, it's been sitting there for days.
Because it was in the live stream. I just kind of scrolled through it. Kind of reminds me of the whole Zav girl thing with oh shoot. Gannon Stout. I always forget how to say that last name. Stott. And putting it behind a paywall. She took a lot of slack for that. For stuff because just because it's there, it's kind of like we have Abby and Libby crime scene photos, right? A lot of people have those photos. Would I ever consider using one? To the benefit of trying to get a click and view or something like that? Absolutely not. There's a time and a place for things. And that thumbnail that MOB used, I'm sorry, it's just disgusting that you need to do that. You don't need to do that. If you're a strong enough channel, you don't need to do shit like that, right? People like transparency and truth and honesty. And then you had Joseph Morris there. Sorry, now just 3 people that I'm calling out right now. Joseph Morris, who faked that, who changed the media, who used domestic violence. He got pretty slammed for that one for sure. You never seen him after that for quite a while. But with the Koberger case. But why do people feel the need to do that shit? Anyways, this live isn't about that, but it's a matter of just have a little bit, just have some morals, type of thing. You don't need to use that kind of thumbnail of a dead girl.
This is a child. This is a child.
Clicks and views. Yeah. But anyways, yeah. Like I said, it caught my attention because obviously this case is whatever. And then I looked and I was just like, and I knew right away, you know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of Nicola Bully's case. When she was found in the water and then there was like the string and people are like circling, and stuff. That's exactly what it reminded me of, to be honest with you. Anyways, bottom line is for this case right here, like I said, the update, if anyone is coming in new, just go back and watch the clip. It's kind of like packed full of some information there. To watch that guy cry. You know what? This is what stuck. Okay. As my ex-husband's name is Stephen, Stephen, not A-N, E-N. My current husband is Steve Austin. I'm like, should I be worried? Seriously? Like, his is Stephan. And I'm like, because you know how sometimes names, but anyways, everyone knows it's Steve, I'm pretty sure. But anyways, again, just to watch, it's kind of like the Chris Watts, just to watch him go on and be like, with this kind of like that smirk going, yeah, just want my wife to come back home. Yeah, if you guys could just all find her, or those ones that go, you know what, why don't you search for my wife somewhere? I'm not going to take part in it. Barry Morphew with Suzanne Morphew. Why don't you guys just all do the searching for my wife? I'll pretend to search, but you guys do the main gist of it and stuff like that. And even in the Sebastian case of Sebastian Rogers, pissed me off when I hear these interviewers and they're like, so what does your son mean to you? I don't know, nothing much, Like what? Why? Like you got so many questions to ask the father of Sebastian Rogers, the biological father. So, what does your son mean to you? How about something more relevant to actually that's pertaining to the case, right?
Mhm.
Instead, that interviewer was kind of more instigating a bit, trying to get like the little juice and stuff of the story. Like, do you have a problem with what the mother and stepdad did? Like, do you have any comment on that? Here's the mic, type of thing. But anyways, it's just so sad that there's all these cases all the time, and the whole point of it all is bringing awareness um, to this. Hopefully, it doesn't matter who you are as a creator, as if you impact at least somebody, it's better than zero.
It's
And
good as long as it's done respectfully and truthfully.
yeah,
You know,
Sebastian.
it's a big responsibility, in my opinion, when you have a YouTube or any kind of social media platform with followers, because people believe you guys. People
Yeah,
see your content and think that it has substance to it and that it's based in fact, and they do run with everything that's said, right or
yeah,
wrong. They do. That's just
yeah.
how it is.
you know, I know that. And I know people ride off of that stuff, and it's not my way. Each creator does their own thing, whatever, right? Again, you're accountable for your actions, what you do, and if the public, uprises for it and you pay the price because of it, then they do,
Yeah.
because they're pissed off and stuff like that too. But we just do what we do here and try to bring you guys whatever, like just honesty, truth, transparency. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Let you guys talk and chat, say what you like, as long as you're not, disrespecting other people. Everyone has their opinions about different cases. Some of them are totally out of Mars, but hey, if that's where you live and that's your thing, then so be it. But
Yeah.
typically, the closest truth with stories is pretty much, you know, the gist of what's been put out there for information. Now, my thing to you is this, and I'm curious what you guys are. This is a thinking one, okay, an opinion. Um, Obviously, he was actually abusing this poor child. Um, who knows? We don't know if she had ever said anything to her mother or if it was just a complete secret. Did he perhaps threaten her life if she did say something to the mother? Or is the mother involved now? Or was he coaching her on what to say and that's why she was flubbing? But Charmaine, what do you think? Like, do you think that she was threatening to tell, like, why, he's actually abusing her for a few couple years and then and then suddenly takes this child's life? Like, what do you think might have caused that? That's
That
just
was my first gut instinct, is that maybe because of the whole when I turn 13, I want to go live in the woods. That she was telling her friends. I felt like maybe she was telling her close friends about the abuse, and they were giving her advice to stand up to him, and that's not right or whatever. And maybe she did say, I'm going to tell my mom or my grandma or whatever. Or maybe she did tell her mom that night, and that's what. But then I'm still I'm still confused, and I really don't know what to think about mom, like how her culpability comes into it.
yeah.
But
Mhm.
that's always been my thought, that she finally got the courage to stand up to him, and that wasn't happening. Or
Something
the
happened.
other theory
Something happened.
is they found out that she was pregnant. That was the other.
Right. So this morning, Charmaine was stalking me as always because I was just so nonchalantly. I seen Vinnie Politan come on. If you guys don't know this, okay, Vinnie Politan now has his own YouTube channel called Vinnie Politan. Anyways, so I was in there, going, yeah, you know what? Because I was waiting for the Rust trial to begin. So, anyways, I was watching BB the monkey, and if you guys haven't seen that, I love watching that monkey. He's so darn cute. Anyways, then I seen Vinnie Politan go live, so I was like, Vinny. Okay, so I went over to his channel, and then all of a sudden, pop, there comes Charmaine, and I'm like, stalker much, right? Pretty sure he said it's a crime and shame twice. Did he say Charmaine once or twice?
It doesn't matter. It's how he said it.
It's how
He
he,
said
yeah,
it with his
it's
chest,
how he
and
said
like
it. Yeah,
he's obsessed, and we're besties
yeah.
now. So
Well, maybe once his channel gets to 10K, for his new one, maybe we'll let him come on our live. Perhaps, maybe.
Absolutely.
I was being the cheerleader today. I was like, he's got 400 people watching, and only 100 likes. If only they had pom poms for emoticons, I'd be like swinging them. But anyways, so if you guys didn't know, we had one. So anyways, he was talking about the Madeline Soto case, and going back to actually what you just said, you know, there's been a lot of talk about perhaps, because there has to be a reason why this suddenly happened. There is a reason. We just don't know it yet. So until an autopsy report comes back, and a lot of people are talking about if she was pregnant, it's not like it's unfathomable, because there is a reason behind this, and we'll find out eventually. Um, do you think? What do you think? What do you guys think? You guys think perhaps on this one? I don't know. Like I know it's just guessing on this point, a little speculation, but
I,
there's a reason.
and I look at some of the pictures of her, and she's got this really beautiful glow and a bright smile, and her skin tone is gorgeous. She looks like a beautiful young girl. And then the more recent pictures, she's a little bit more drab, a little bit more pale. Um, and the last picture, maybe a tiny little bit more weight. And that
Yeah,
could mean many, many things. She's a teenage girl just going into puberty, but at the same time, sometimes our mental stress comes out in physical ways, can show in physical ways. So and I have a bad habit of reading too much into things that I'm seeing, but I thought that she didn't look as happy as some of her earlier photos did. I felt
right.
like there was something there to see.
Well, just because I'm going to post this quickly. Oh, so Ben, Ben from Australia, you're on like that flies to shit, aren't you? I was just about to post it myself, so I'm going to still do it. There's Vinny's Politan's YouTube channel.
I
Charmaine,
was looking for that. Yeah.
he went up. Well, he was at just over 8K, like 8K 300. Now he's at 10.8. Because when he first made the channel, he was lucky if he had like 40 people watching, and he only made this channel like, I don't know, maybe a week or two
I
max.
think it's been a little bit longer. It was when, wasn't it when he went to jury duty?
Well, oh, right. That's when he started doing it. He was talking about his jury duty. Let me see. How far does he go back? Oh,
I
I
like to
guess
say he's not monetized either, so it's not like
no.
he's looking for money or clicks or views or anything like that. He's literally
Yeah.
trying to, I think, um, get his opinions out there.
Yeah, I like this side of Vinny. Vinny's a very expressive guy on court TV. And I like people who just call it like it is. A spade is a spade. And I do like Ashley Banfield for when she does that as well. But Vinny too. Vinny gets right into it. He's like totally like, I'm a hands person too. But his like face is like right in his like the camera there on his
Yeah.
channel. But I like it when like that's his channel to talk in a sense. That's where he can kind of air his beef a little bit more. And then there's the court TV. So I like that side where it's more like, down home and personal
And he
stuff
really
like
does
that.
enjoy the interaction, the real time interaction
Yeah.
with the watchers. So
Yeah.
really
You
good.
know, just because there's 364 people liking or in the chat right now or watching the live, if you guys could hit that like, again, it's really just about bringing awareness. I'm not even gonna lie. I would really like to make it to the algorithm. One of the last 200 videos, well, maybe 100 videos I did, but it's always about the child, the case first. Okay, I'll never put money or anything like that ahead of cases or children and stuff like that. I figure if you do things morally correct and you grow because of that, and you don't have to do like fake titles or try to do clickbait and stuff like that. We just like to do things morally correct, as that we deem morally correct around here anyway. So anyways, if you could guys give that a like. I will play this clip one more time because there is 376 people watching. So I will play it. It's just a little over 4 minutes long, you guys. Again, let's play that one more time, okay? Okay, let's see here.
The death of 13-year-old Madeline Soto. Why prosecutors are now calling for an investigation into this local sheriff, and how the story Madeline's mother provided law enforcement doesn't line up with what investigators know.
We spoke one-on-one with Jennifer Soto last Tuesday. Good afternoon. I'm Darlene Jones.
And I'm Greg Wormuth. At that point, her daughter Madeline had been missing for one day. She told us that Stephen Stearns, her boyfriend and now the prime suspect in Madeline's death, had taken the teenager to school. She said the last conversation she had with the 13-year-old was the night before. But this report we got a hold of today shows she told deputies she saw her daughter the morning of her disappearance. Channel 9 investigative reporter Shannon Butler has been digging into the details of this case. She joins us live in studio. And Shannon, that's not the only thing you noticed in this new report.
Greg, no one has been charged in Madeline Soto's death, but we do know investigators are looking into who knew what and when. And some of that means looking at those initial interviews of the couple and the ones later on. Sources tell me the statements about the timeline are not consistent. Jennifer Soto told us last week that the last conversation she had with her daughter was about her 13th birthday party the night before Maddie disappeared.
I told her good night, and yeah, that was it.
But according to documents, Sunday night was not the last time Soto saw Maddie. New documents show that Maddie's mom told deputies on February 26th that she saw her daughter getting dressed for school at 8 o'clock that morning, and that her boyfriend then took the teen to school. But since that initial report was taken, we learned from the Orange County Sheriff that Maddie was likely dead earlier than that.
Our detectives have determined that Madeline was never dropped off. Instead, we believe she was already dead at the time, and that Stephen Stearns moved her body in the early morning hours on that day.
Channel 9 has been going through statements from Stephen Stearns and Soto trying to piece together what happened in the last few hours of the little girl's life, starting with our interview of the couple. Her mom told us last week.
We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way.
But in that same interview, then said,
I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
Detectives believe Maddie was likely dead early Monday morning because a video timeline shows Maddie's belongings being dumped in a dumpster at 7:35 by Stearns. At 8:19, Sheriff Mina said video shows Maddie in Stearns' vehicle believed to be deceased. Since then, the case has moved to Kissimmee Police, and sources tell us that Soto has been interviewed multiple times by detectives at two agencies, and that they are looking closely at all the statements she's made. But officially, Kissimmee Police won't comment. So this initial report also shows that Stearns told investigators that after Maddie got out of his car, she stopped to look in that book bag before he drove away. That same book bag was found actually in the dumpster. After her death, he then said he went home for about an hour after going to the vape store and running errands. He was home that day until 2:30. Detectives say a tip showed him changing a flat tire not far from where the little girl's body was found that afternoon.
All right, Shannon, it is starting to piece together. Thank you. We also spoke to suspect Stephen Stearns before he was arrested. He also told us he dropped off Madeline for school the morning of her disappearance.
She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. She said thanks, love you too. That was it.
Again, law enforcement believes Stearns never drove Madeline to school and that she was already dead that morning.
Greg, also breaking this afternoon, the state attorney's office says it's asking the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to investigate how and why a photo that appeared to be a body in the woods was posted to the Osceola County Sheriff's personal Instagram page. The photo was posted less than 24 hours after investigators found Madeline Soto's body. Sheriff Marcos Lopez, who you see here, said he accidentally posted the image when sharing a post of himself visiting a senior citizens area. The sheriff's office has not said why the sheriff had the photo or who took it. Developments continue to come out in this tragic story in our community. For Eyewitness News at 5, we'll
That there on there. Whoops. Wow, it's a small one, aren't we? We're just little midgets. So we'll leave it on just on that picture right there. So tragic. Like I said, there has to be a reason why he decided after a couple of years of actually abusing her. I guess that reason will come out soon enough on there. So we played this clip 3 times during the live, just for anyone that has come in after the fact of it. And hey everyone, and thank you guys, thank you mods, and thank you everyone for uh, coming to this live to watch it for the update on the Madeline Soto case. Um, Heartbreaking, to say the least. Again, sickening, disgusting. Again, it is. We'll see what happens with the mother. You know, um,
How is she? People have said it in chat, but how is she coddling him, comforting him?
what do you mean? During
Well,
the interview,
I said it the other night. During the interview. So when she's doing her interviews, he's behind her
yeah,
doing his
like a
own thing.
slug.
But
Yeah,
then when he's doing his interview and he's upset, she's
yeah,
comforting. And it's just, it's disturbing to think of the possibilities. And like I said, I hope it's just a matter of her mind racing so much she couldn't keep her timeline straight. I
yeah.
just,
That's gonna quite the f up, though. You know, like okay, the first time, right, about school, like I said, but we'll just see what happens, right?
yeah,
But does it look good? Obviously, when somebody's story is changing, you know, that fast already, or when they compare it, and then, you know, 1 minute she's supposedly sleeping in, because everyone was, remember, wondering kind of like where the mother was.
yeah,
And then, of course, she says she's last time she's seen her was that night. The next thing you know, the next day. You know, I get that people can forget something when they're, you know, being asked a question. You know what I mean? You kind of would go into panic mode more so a little bit. You know, kind of, I think of the Delphi case when people shit on Kelsey and stuff like that and shit on the families. And it's one of those things like when you're told that your sister or either your granddaughter and that's missing and stuff like that, me, I would be in that same mode as Becky Patty. But you can't remember every detail. But this one, the way that she said about taking to school, I feel like she was coached a bit. I don't know. I feel like she was coached a bit on what to say a little. I do kind of. So we'll see. Um, oh, hey, bossy.
bossy.
Okay, so let me just quickly say this. That's very nice of you, bossy. So is my chat caught up? We'll just take a look. So let's see here. So positive vibes. You were gifted a membership. Sees through. You were gifted a membership. Ivy Rose was gifted a membership. Sierra Golds was gifted a membership, and R was gifted a membership by Bossy. Thank you so much for doing that. What? Okay, that's a song that goes off. So I'm just going to mute myself so the next 3 don't go off on there. Bossy, that's very generous of you. Thank you so much for doing that. Anyway, Sherman, can you just take it for a sec while I mute myself?
Does anybody remember something about when he made his first court appearance and they do the official reading of the charges? He waived that right. They didn't want the he didn't want the charges read out in open court. Did that happen in this case, or am I mixing it up with another case? 2 YouTube channel had his friends on. Oh, that's interesting. I'll have to go and have a look at that for sure. So this is Stefan Stern's friends spoke up, from what I understand, CJK, on 2 YouTube channels. Interesting. To be interesting to find out if he had any kind of a history. Like I said, we had the other night we went through his Reddit account and there was nothing, in my opinion, nothing obscene or, you know, suspect in there, other than the fact is why was he so prolifically posting in teen groups that are for teenagers to kind of bounce things off of each other and get advice from each other, and he was in there commenting on these threads. That was a little bit disturbing to me. What is an adult doing in there?
Yeah.
I'm interesting about, he did that in open court where they usually read the charges out loud. The the lawyer said he was waiving that. They didn't want the charges read out loud. And I don't think that he's been charged in the death yet, but it was just about what we read in that probable cause affidavit, which is another thing too. There was another podcaster who actually read that affidavit on her show, word for
Oh,
word. And I mean,
oh,
I was shocked. Like, why are we doing this? This little girl's
yeah.
through enough, and now we're just kind of putting a spotlight on the horrific things that she experienced.
You know, because we never showed it here. We had talked about it and tried to do it in a very respectful way. Because when I was reading that, and I was reading, like, like the visual that you get from reading that, those disgusting pictures, whatever, and video that are on his phone, and like I was amazed that they left those words in there. To be honest, I'm amazed that it wasn't redacted. But hey, each state to their own and stuff like that. But um, yeah, I just thought it was totally YouTube inappropriate. And for myself as well. I just, as soon as I read it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not showing this. But
No, we could have gone through the first page, but as soon as you get to page 2, it's very graphic and very detailed, and there's no
yeah.
there's no value, there's no educational value in reading that out loud or to, do you know what I mean? It seemed a little disrespectful to me.
Well, you're looking at a 13-year-old child, and then
Exactly.
those words that you're reading, again, just as a human being, but as a mother, I just was disgusted when I was reading that particular paragraph, and I was just like, I ain't showing this.
No.
If other people do, like, meaning whatever, each, like, I mean, each to their own what they do. Again, if the public will uprise and be pissed off about it, they will let you know, absolutely. Um, Type of thing. But it was just something that I was not going to show, because it was just disgusting. And then you have to sit there and picture this poor child and the stuff that he was doing to her, and it's just gross. And I just, I'll never understand it. And someone can tell me what brain cell in a sick, disgusting monster's brain goes yummy. Ooh, yummy, 13-year-old. Ooh, yummy, 3-year-old. It just, I don't get it. I'll never understand what in their brain says that a child looks way better. The control thing, I suppose. And, I don't know. It's just gross. It's just
Mhm.
disgusting. And there's too many. There's like so many of these. And being in true crime, that's probably my biggest eye opener, is when you're kind of looking at people and then they show like the mapping of all the predators that live in that area, like Summer Wells, or just the different cases. And you're literally seeing, like, like those little tags, and you're literally seeing them like all around you. Now, me and Charmaine are from Canada, and Aspen Connor, the co-host, he's from North Carolina there. Now in Canada, we don't have that privilege of knowing what pedos and that are around us. Our laws over here, they suck. So in the U.S., you guys are a lot more transparent with your information. It's a lot easier to try to access, like, camera footage and trials. Like, you don't see that stuff happening in Canada, or England for that matter. So, to be honest, in a way, be grateful that things are a lot transparent in the United States. The fact that you can sit there and watch a lot of these trials and stuff go on, because everyone kind of likes to watch, you know, how somebody's moving or talking or saying something. It's they're very interesting. Um, Definitely the trials to watch and stuff like that. So I kind of really do hope at some point that Delphi will be on cameras by the time it gets there.
Mhm.
But Indiana is, they're just kind of getting to that point over there. But anyways, the information that the U.S. has is, you know, pretty amazing what you can actually, find, you know. Um, oh, you know what I do want to show before we get going, though, if you guys don't mind, is I would like to show quickly. If you guys aren't following this case, I know Elijah Vu's going on right now as well. But if you guys don't mind sharing this poster, it's on the Twitter, but you guys can easily find it Googling it or just take a snap screenshot here as well. It is on the community page. But this is Sebastian Rogers. This is the autistic child that's 15 that the same date, February 26th. Um, it basically at nighttime is when they're saying he's missing, but there's like no doorbell camera, there's no anything, there's nothing. Like, what happened to this child? How does a child just seem to disappear? They got no dog scent. They've, been to the parents' house like 10 times trying to see if there's like a scent that they can pick up or something. They've recently scaled back and they're taking coverage, but it's just one of those things, right? Like, this is a very perplexing missing case here as well. Just it's like someone just, like an alien ship dropped down and was like, whoop, but that that didn't happen. That he's It's just weird. There's no trace, and I don't get no parental vibes. Seth Rogers is the biological father, and he spoke yesterday on audio to Fox 17. We know that the parents finally did with media as well. The stepdad, Katie Proudfoot and Christopher Proudfoot, which are his step parents. But anyways, if you guys could share this to your social media as well, because perhaps if he did, like, whatever, somehow managed to miss all cameras and wander off past a point, because certain cases are really huge right away, just like that. People are on it, and then other cases take a little bit while to get moving. This kind of reminds me of this case. It's like it's there, but it's not out there. So the more people that see this, perhaps if he is still, alive out there somewhere, that maybe somebody might recognize him. He's a
But we've been here, and because CJK, no, there have been no sightings of him whatsoever, and now we're on day 9.
Yeah.
And if he is out there, then we can probably safely assume this autistic little boy doesn't have food or clean water. There are creeks and stuff around, but the elements, apparently it hasn't been very nice weather down there, so it's important that this boy is found
Yeah.
ASAP.
So yeah, just to give you just a little backdrop on this. So basically, on Saturday there's a picture of Sebastian Rogers taken at Costco, but on Sunday his mom took him to something that's similar to Costco for like the free sample foods and stuff like that, and it's called BJ's. So BJ's, they went to whatever, had dinner. I'm not sure if it was at BJ's or not, but anyways, they come back home, and then 9 o'clock, I think he's playing with the animals and goes to bed. His mom says at 9 o'clock. 9:45, she's talking to Christopher Proudfoot, which is the stepdad, and he's working away, I believe, in like Memphis or something like that, a few hours away. And they're talking till close to 12 o'clock at night. So then Katie Proudfoot goes to sleep, and then she wakes up at 6 o'clock in the morning to wake up Sebastian, and he's nowhere to be found. And again, this child seems to have disappeared without any sort of camera footage, anything going on. And so it said that she had said, Katie, because like I said, she did they did an interview yesterday, that like all his shoes are accounted for. Um, and the reason why they think that he has a flashlight is because he has a flashlight, his mom said, that he always plays with, and that she can't find that anywhere. So that's why the mom thinks that he took a flashlight. Now, in saying that, he did have a cell phone, but he didn't take his cell phone either. Again, dogs couldn't pick up a scent. There's no ring doorbell cameras, nothing showing. But the police have gone back to earlier in the day, but the parents had said that they're not allowed to talk about that. So that's interesting. So we'll see what comes about that. And plus, they're scaling back the search on Sebastian. But again, children just don't disappear. Who knows what happened to this poor child? But hopefully he is okay. Hopefully he will be found. Your heart kind of always breaks in cases like this, because day 9 and this high functioning autistic child that doesn't like, he likes water, but not like, say, dirty water. He doesn't like to get dirty. He doesn't like bugs, doesn't like darkness. But why, again, so if this child left between 12 and 6, why? What would cause it, considering there seemed to be nothing going on? According to the parents, like he had a good weekend, he was eating his free samples and stuff like that. Anyways, don't know. Just share it. If you guys could just share it. And hopefully he can be found alive somewhere safe, but obviously he needs to eat. He needs his medication. Um, and just prayers to this child that he is found alive. But it's really hard because I'm a type of person, myself and Charmaine, we wear our hearts on our sleeve. You can't help but feel that
The
it's not
mom's
like,
anguish was genuine. Like she was genuinely
yeah,
upset.
the,
But
the,
there
mo-
could be many reasons for that. I'm just scrolling through the private
yeah,
Facebook page,
yeah.
and there's just no updates whatsoever.
No, no, there's not. Besides what came out yesterday again, on TikTok, I put out in yesterday's live. Yesterday's live had a lot of information in regards to Sebastian. We played the interviews. We played the dad's phone call, Seth Rogers, who lives in the Clarksville, which is an hour from Hendersonville. But if you kind of go on to like Google Earth and like look at the area, it's a nice neighborhood that they live in. The mom and stepdad. The stepdad kind of took control of the conversation. You could tell Chris Prophet, he has one of those speaking type voices. And
Mhm.
the mom, you could tell, was just distraught. And she was like rocking back and forth. And I mean, I always look for cues and watch people. I'm sure you guys do too. But, you just kind of look for any cues like, are they believable? Are they whatever? But I didn't feel any vibes of whether it was the real dad or the mom or the stepdad. I didn't feel any vibes there, but it's just a very mysterious case. Like, where is this child? Like, why is there no camera footage or something? So, did he make it to the woods? Did something happen to him? Who knows?
Did
All we
he
can
leave with shoes? Like they said, none of his shoes were
right.
missing. Like that, it's very
Yeah,
strange.
yeah, and yeah, that he didn't really like. Basically, he is a Minecraft gamer. His dad said like he just likes to play video games. He would take some fishing and stuff like that. He'd see his real dad like every second week, and then I think he said that they talked like once a day type of thing. And I mean, when you listen even to like the mom and the stepdad, like they seem like they were very much decent parents trying to limit access to that big bad world out there, you know, on the internet and different things, and that he didn't have social media. Even the real dad said that he didn't have social media, even though he does have a LinkedIn. Now, Seth Rogers, he works for the Davidson County Police Department, which is the biological father. You could hear his pain as well when he's talking. Just you know what? All we can do is just hope for the best and do our part and share whenever these stories arise. Just anytime you come across a missing person, just hit that share button, because that's the difference. Like we had this conversation when somebody in Australia said that they don't really share like missing ones. And it's because sometimes people don't really think about it is that you might be in Australia, you might be in China, you might be in Mexico, it doesn't matter. Like just because the case isn't right near you doesn't mean people on your social media aren't from the United States or from that actual area or that particular state and stuff like that. Like I'm from Canada and I don't even think about that because, well, no, I thought about it once, but just meaning that, of course, because the people that are on your Facebook, your TikTok, your Instagrams, there's tons of people that are literally from the United States. And the more people share it, and of course, everyone, without saying this, everyone knows if it was their child, they would want the mass sharing it for them so that they could be helped as well. That just goes without saying, as if it's your child. But anyway, so that's how I look at it. Doesn't hurt anyone just to go bing share, you know. I usually use my Twitter a lot. That's where I usually share things. right away. Well, I share it in different spots, but anyway, you can follow on Twitter, TikTok. I've been trying to do TikTok more, and of course, it's a crime and shame Facebook page, and to the community page, and doing YouTube videos and lives and stuff, and covering the cases. Um,
Yeah, from what I understand, there are a few smaller bodies of water, not too terribly far away. Like there's a creek, I think, and a couple of
yeah,
ponds.
if you guys don't mind, I'll quickly show you. Um, I'll quickly pull up the Google Earth here, just to give you guys a little bird's eye view. Um, Sorry, let me just bring this comment off the screen for a sec. Okay, so basically the distance here is, hold on, let me go on to actual this. So this is the home down here, and I'll go on Stafford Court. Okay, so this is the area, just to give you a gist of it. Now, I'm not going to go and show you the front of the home, but this is the home right here of Sebastian Rogers. That's where Katie and Christopher live. But, you can see that, really nice area. You would think that there would be, like, it depends where this child went. But, if we come out into the view, we're facing north. Here is north, so obviously here is south. So there is this big old trees. Like, look at all those trees, guys. Right? There's some ponds, some lakes around. Someone with a nice swimming pool. So autistic people, according to what people have been saying, they for some reason, like they really like water. Hence why this other child that has autism went to the sheriff and said, "Hey, maybe I can give you help and tell you that him having autism, like this is things that we like to kind of go to." Now, he likes the color green. He likes the song Eye of the Tiger. So they were playing that song in hope to soothe him. And there was something else I was going to say, but I forget. But anyways, so besides and liking water and stuff like that. But I don't know, you guys. How does how is there no footage of him anywhere, or there was no scent, right? Like there's no shoes that are missing according to the mom. There's no scent. He has two kids. He has two friends at school. And he asked for Christmas. This is sad, guys. Okay, this is really sad. For Christmas, he asked for friends. You know, if he could have some more friends. Isn't that so sad? That's so sad. What is this stepdad's job? Oh, can't remember.
I don't
I
think
think
that we've heard that.
like, yeah. Someone
No,
said an
his biological dad is in the sheriff's department in another neighboring county, I think.
yeah, because on Christopher Proudfoot's Facebook it said like worked at Watco, but worked at Watco. So I'm not sure what type of job that is. I don't even know what a Watco is. So not sure. Either way, he was out of town. They've been vetted. Um, the parents, and of course that's like kind of a give me, but it's very strange, right? Like there's
It was
just
very odd. No scent.
yeah, so like this is kind of like the bigger view of the area. This again is Hendersonville. Oh, look at this. Happy Hollow Wellness. That's a nice name. Happy Hollow. Um, but yeah, so 9 days, guys. 9 days for this poor child. Um, so again, if you guys could just share the missing poster for poor Sebastian. And it's so heartbreaking. Imagine putting yourself in their shoes and your child, right? That's the worst thing that you could ever feel as a parent, is that your child is missing or, found murdered, and you have no idea where their body is or where their child is. Like, oh my God, the heartbreak. It's so, I have to, as being in true crime, I have to block that feeling and then being able to do lives and talk about these stories. because it's just too gut wrenching. Just to think about how the parents are feeling every moment. They're probably waiting for their phone to ring for him to walk in that door. Um, or in Madeline Soto case, you know, to find out that, like I said, that this child has been, murdered. Uh, Anyways, it's devastating. Okay, if you ain't got shoes, if you carried out to the trunk, he ain't gonna need shoes if he's carried out to the trunk. Oh, Darren. Okay, hey, I get what you mean. That's hot in my information. No scent from outside the house. Yeah, like they've been to the house. I remember on the one news article like 10 times. Trying to sniff around. And like I said, the kid needs medication. He obviously needs to be fed. It's not looking good. But yeah, try to be hopeful because he hasn't been found. So you try to be hopeful. But in kind of your heart that when you think of 9 days, but kind of like the Adam and talk about the case we were following before, this Scotty Morris case, where remember you guys, whoever remembers that case, they put him with that shirt on. That mom put him with the shirt on, and the kid, Scotty, ended up going to his friend's home because they were like on vacation, and he was hiding out in his friend's home. So, that was a good end to that story, at least. That he was alive and he was just hiding out. But, anyways, yeah.
I think he
Okay.
was only gone for 3 days, though, right?
Pardon?
He was only gone for 3 days, though, right?
I can't remember now. It's so many cases have come and gone. It's certain ones, like of course, we only follow cases here that like there's a ton of cases, and thankfully for all the YouTube creators and the more to come that will cover true crime and stuff like that. Sometimes, like everyone has ones that gravitate to their hearts for whatever reasons. Not like another person's life is worth any less, but you can't fix the world and you can't cover everything. So there's different YouTube creators that cover these cases or those cases or whatever cases. We cover True Crime Canada on Saturdays, and stuff like that. But there's certain cases that just gravitate to you. And, whenever children are involved, it's just so heartbreaking. So to have to sit there and go from Audrey Cunningham's case, Delphi has always been like the main case. That's Suzanne Morphew's case is the reason why this channel is even up. Then Delphi was right behind that. But to sit there and cover these ones with children is so important because children are just innocent. Like, honestly, if you're a shit parent and you're watching this live, smarten the hell up. Like, seriously, children are gifts. They are truly gifts. And I don't understand that because children are just so innocent. And to know that children get abused, initially abused, that they get murdered, it just is, it's beyond comprehension to parents that just truly love kids, try to bring their kids up right, try to do the right thing. And your kid still might turn out to be a shithead, but you did your best, and that you know what I mean, tried to give them that balance of caring, kindness, helping others, and stuff like that. And sometimes, like I said, they go off on their little paths, different ways and stuff like that. But that you were a decent parent. I just feel so bad that there's so many children in so many cases that, how do you look at a child's face and want to do something to a child? How? I don't know. Do I think Barry killed his wife? Absolutely, 100%. Actually, you know what? No, 3,000 billion percent. I think that Barry Morphew killed Suzanne Morphew. Oh, yeah, that guy's a narcissistic liar right there. I have no problem saying that one. He's gotten lucky so far, in a sense. But, to me, regardless if he's ever put in prison or not, I call it karma. What comes around goes around. What you put out to the universe, and if it comes back to you because you did bad things, then so be it. And if you did good things and things come back to you because you're a good person and do good things, I call that karma. And let karma deal with people like that, whether it's here or heaven or hell, whichever you want to call it. Anyway, I just believe in the power of karma that way. you know. Um, but I would like to think that most people that are in true crime uh, are here for the purpose of trying to bring awareness. Maybe you're here because something happened to you in your family. Maybe that what brought you into true crime. I always try to promote people to create their own YouTube channels because there's some people that they go into people's other people's creators and they try telling people how to run their lives. Yeah, go have a cup of go whatever yourself because just go create your own YouTube channel. Talk about whatever you want on it. Bring more awareness to these cases and stuff like that. Instead of trying to control what a channel does, go control your own life and what you do and bring awareness instead of beacon off in somebody's chat, and stuff like that. We don't put up with trolls here whatsoever. It's not about that. It's just about being caring and bringing awareness to cases and being able to, I don't know, be serious and yet have the balance of laughter as well in these heavy, thick cases. Anyways, what time is it? 4:47. Probably time to get going. Sunny, you want to do another John Bonet show? John Bonet would be a good one to do. There has been some stuff with John Bonet, um, for sure. I think about that one. It's a case I'm sure for a lot of you and a lot of you guys in true crime, a lot of you guys are in the mid ages that remember John Bonet's case. It's one of those cases. And by the way, OJ killed his wife too. That's bullshit that OJ killed his wife too, by the way. But anyways, it's one of those things that John Bonet, like I said, it's heavy. I'm sure for a lot of people. Is it for you, Charmaine, as well? It's one of those cases that you're like, come on, solve this before I'm dead, okay? Because I would just like to know the answer, but hopefully with the new DNA testing on some of those pieces that they had to get tested and tested in certain areas, because apparently not everything was like tested. But anyways, I really truly hope and pray that um, that John Bonet's case gets solved.
I think
It,
it will. I think this is the year.
yeah,
I've always thought of John Bonet's case as the first like viral case, and that was before like
hi
the
Jennifer.
social media and stuff. That little
Yeah.
girl's pageant photos were worldwide in no time. Um, I do think that they're going to find the guy, and I think he's going to be brought to justice this year.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just want to quickly put this one. Sorry. Uh,
Did you check your messages?
no,
Yeah.
no.
It's just something
Where?
I happened to see on the Sebastian page. It was something that was posted like just a few
Oh,
minutes
there's
ago by an
something. Okay.
anonymous poster, and just the
Oh,
wording made me kind of wonder maybe if that was mom that posted it. Maybe I'm wrong, but
uh, so it says, I slept a little last night. I'm starting to feel really sad now. It's really starting to hit me. Did anyone feel that way after they wrapped it up and we heard the parents talk?
mhm.
Yeah, it
So
doesn't sound like the mom.
read
Well,
the
let's
comment.
okay. The comment says on one side, our one side is looking pretty guilty. An honest member says, I just want him back. I just want to know. Oh, wait, this is for Sebastian. My
Right.
bad. I
Yes.
just want him back. I just want to know where he is. He could be anywhere. He had no idea what was about to happen to him. Wait, what?
Right. That's it's a little strange.
That's a little strange.
I just grabbed it
Oh,
because anonymous poster. I didn't know. Obviously, you don't
well,
know who it was, but just the way the person
it's
is
worded.
commenting is, I just want him back. He had no idea what was about to happen. Like, what? What are you talking
Well,
about?
I'll show it and just like I'll just show it to you guys, and you guys can. So this is for Sebastian Roberts, Rogers. So that's an odd comment. I just want him back. I just want to know where he is. He could be anywhere. He had no idea what was about to happen to him. Very strange wording.
It is.
And this is the person that said this, yeah?
Yes.
I slept a little last night. I started feeling really sad now. It's just really starting to hit me. Did anyone feel that way after they wrapped it up and we heard the parents talk? Anyways, well, shoot. I mean, it's just a posting,
It is.
but
Just
it's
the
one of
comment
those.
post that just struck me as the wording struck me as odd.
Well, of course it is. He had no idea what was about to happen to him. I mean, don't know. The child's not been found yet. That's just, I mean, whenever I see stuff like this, yeah, it's odd, but it kind of goes into the, like, you go to the side thing, because it's just, we don't know who put it there, if they're just a troll that's trying to create drama, or if it's actually truthful. But it really just kind of goes off to the side stuff of,
Yeah.
here, this is what's out there. Think about it what you want. Um, but truly, obviously the facts and the information we get is, and well, bottom line is just finding that child first, praying that he's okay. Not looking great, but
Yeah, Darren, she said she went in to wake him up for school that morning at around 6 a.m. and he wasn't there. That's the story.
right. So 12, so that's why they're saying 12 to 6, but we'll have to see what happens with that because they're going back earlier in the day. So the parents aren't allowed to talk about it. They said it on Duchess and they said it on the interview yesterday. Like, why even say that though?
Yeah.
Like why even though bring that up, right? Like if you can't talk about, maybe they're just trying to be transparent. But hey, we're just letting you know that they are.
Didn't the interviewer ask the question about Sunday, like trying to get
They
clarification?
did.
What is BJ's, and then what did you do? And were
Yeah.
there any, anything that
I
stood out
mean,
that day? I think they were just answering that question.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's not like they're professional interviewers. They're being asked a question. Instantly, that question is being said back. We're not allowed to talk about that. So they're obviously looking at something,
Mhm.
previously. But according to the mom, right, he went to bed at 9 o'clock. So that would have been the last time that a parent saw Sebastian. So it becomes publicly that day, considering he was at BJ's. Did they eat there? And is that what she meant when she said that they went out for dinner? Was she referring to that, like Costco? You can sit down, buy a hot dog for $1.50, at least here in Canada, and sit at the tables, and you can do that. Um, BJ's sounds like it's a very similar place, so I'm not sure if she meant there. Either way, where was he last seen publicly?
Mhm.
Because you know how it goes, right? Like even if the parent didn't do shit, you still don't take the last word of the parent. You're just
Yeah.
taking what they're saying, but obviously they want to see somewhere publicly that this person
Well,
that's
they have
about,
to corroborate all of the information, right? That's how they vet people. It's just standard.
yeah. Yeah, Ben, I'm sure that there is. If he went to BJ's, he would be on camera, absolutely, for sure. If in fact they went to BJ's, but according to the mom, they went to BJ's. So obviously, you can't very well lie about that. And if you are, you're stupid because you're going to be on camera, especially at those type of places. So I'm pretty sure that like I said, that he would be on camera at some point there, but it makes you wonder too, like obviously she would have gotten home, prior, you know, a neighbor maybe pulling up home, somebody looking through their window might have seen him as well that can confirm that yes, he was at home, or that they seen them pulling up at this time. But that's information that they're not really going to give to us unless the parents, say it themselves because that the police aren't going to be giving us that information typically.
Not
Um,
unless it would help, find him. They're not going to release anything that's not pertinent to their
yeah.
search efforts.
This one's hurting my brain though, because there's no, it's not like they're saying, hey, look, here's a, like a camera footage of him at this time caught on somebody's Ring doorbell camera. He's heading north or east. Like there's nothing. There's legit nothing, I mean, that we know of.
I was gonna say, is there really nothing though that's
Right.
just what law enforcement has decided to let the public know? We can
Yeah.
think back to Delphi and Doug Carter went back and forth in different interviews. Like, yes, there were witnesses. No, there was no witnesses. Like, it all
Yeah.
depends on what they want out
Hmm.
there.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, guys. Bossy, thank you again for the 5 memberships and doing that tonight. I think Bossy was trying to keep up with you, Charmaine. Boom, 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 boom. But anyways, it's always great when people pay it forward. Um, Helps the channel. Plus, it gives somebody else, to play with emoticons, to have the little member symbol to join a member live when we have them and stuff like that. Anyways, very kind, very sweet of you, just like Charmaine. And just like, anyways, thank you guys all for whoever does support the channel monetarily wise, and pays it forward, like in memberships. That's always I always like stuff like that. Pay it forward. Pay it forward. Controlling or protective. Yeah. So what would you say about this stepdad? Because he really did take charge of that conversation.
He is, to me, he is authoritarian. He's a very leadership based personality. I think that
Yeah.
he did take control, and I think that mom, and like I said, we can look at her devastation in different ways, but I think that he probably told mom, you let me handle this, because that's probably how their daily lives ran. He probably, I don't want to say controlled, but he probably handled and led the family and their day to day. So he probably did say, let me handle this, because that was one of my first observations, is that, on the Duchess one, mom tried to answer a number of questions and he always talked over her. So that was a red flag to me until I started really paying attention to what was going on. She was distraught. She was very devastated. I
Yeah.
don't know what
She
to
did
think,
talk low. She did
but I
talk
think
low.
that's just kind of the way that I think that that's the way that they are. He is the, no, it doesn't matter what word I use here. It's going to sound bad, but he is the dominant. He is the authority of the house. He's
Yeah,
the
you
leader
can.
of the family. So I feel like he
Yeah.
was stepping into his role as the protector, I guess, as the spokesperson.
Yeah. And I just think that simply, you could tell she was really distraught. Her voice, it was like low tone, and you could just tell she just wanted to break down as she was talking. And in fact, she was. You could hear her, talking and sobbing. All I know is like everyone has their own way of dealing with stuff. Um, I would be, if I can cry 3 days straight when my one cat died. Imagine if it was a child. I would uncontrollably be sobbing. Like you could not. I could probably not speak myself because I would be so. Sometimes I watch these things and I'm like, how are you holding your shit together?
Yeah.
Because I could not. That's
I,
how much, you know, my child would, you know, like my heart would be aching so badly. I could, like I said, I would need someone that would probably need to speak for me.
I,
Um,
I'm very thankful that I cannot relate to these women, to these mothers in
yeah,
any way,
yeah.
whether they're culpable or not. I'm thankful that I don't have that. I
No,
don't know what that feels like.
no. Oh, it's like I said, the biggest ones on the heartstrings are when a child is missing or has been murdered, and or even any person, and they have no idea. The families have no idea where the body is. Like, look at poor little Harmony Montgomery, another sick, twisted, freaking monster. Like, right? And it's just so disgusting. And but the thing is that the Karina McClurkin case, right? Flint Farmer's on trial for the murder of Karina McClurkin. That's the one that's, you guys might not have heard of that, a lot of you, but it's kind of in that Delphi area. And the grandmother, oh my God, Jerry, just constantly, out there trying to search, right? Now, most of those people have immunity, like towards Flint farmers so that they can testify, which is a crock of shit. But anyways, most of them have immunity, but at least Karina McClurkin's remains were finally found. Well, someone actually said where they were. And she finally got that burial that she deserved. But there's nothing more heart wrenching to know that a parent has to suffer or a family members in that way, shape, or form. You know, even for those ones that are lost at sea and stuff like that. It's just so heart wrenching to me. I couldn't even fathom. Um, anyways, you guys, hi gaming and sleuthing. Uh, yes, I haven't seen you in the rest trial. Have you been in there? I've been pretty good. I haven't been beaking off to anybody. I usually don't talk in those things, but sometimes people get me worked up with their stupidity on stuff that they say. And that was one of the mornings I was like, oh my God, you know, just the stupid shit sometimes that comes out of their mouths. You shouldn't even pay attention when you go into those. I don't usually watch trials like that, like the Rust one, but when you go in there, just hit the X so you don't have to look at the people talking. You're doing your brain cells some good, and you'll save yourself a little bit of anger issues going on, because some people say the most darndest shit, you know. And what's so disgusting, and when somebody's life is lost, and they're making fun of it almost, and it's just so disgusting, that you're literally somebody's life is lost and they're just being jerk offs in the chat. Anyways, this is why I'm better off not talking in chats. I'm better just saving it for here. If I still had a husband, that would be the time I'd want him to speak for me. Absolutely. Um, I'm no way accusing the family. I'm speaking from experience of being raised in a strict home. It can get overwhelming if you want friendships, which most people do. Well, I'll be very curious, um, Bossy, like what becomes of Sebastian's case here. Um, like what would prompt a 15-year-old autistic kid, should it be the case that he left between 12 to 6? What his reasons would be, you know? Was he didn't want to go to school the next morning? Was things too like, I don't know. Don't know. I just want him to be found first and foremost, and then everything beyond that, you know, you know, playing the, will play out. Tanya Hanks. Is there any way, like, okay, first of all, my twin sister's name is Tanya. Close enough, Tanya. But Hanks, any relation? Any relation? Hmm? Any relation to Tom Hanks there? Tanya Hanks? I haven't seen that last name in a while. Used to love watching all his movies. Uh, Ben, are you coming home? Yeah, Ben, get your ass out of Australia. Anyways, Charmaine, I'm good. I'm good. I'm eating an orange. And I gotta tell you, strawberries, like, this is small. Sorry, guys, but turning it to the strawberry. This is a small strawberry in the package. These things, what do they put in these things? Because when I ate earlier, I had to go like 10 bites down just to finish it. And I'm like you're looking at these things on steroids and you're like, remember strawberries? They're just a good little size. But then they got these strawberries, and this is a small one. And look how big that is, you know? Um, and you're just like, what are you putting into these things to create these like 5 times bigger strawberries? Something's not right with the world anymore when they start fucking with fruit. And then you got this big, humongous orange. It's little bitty baby. Yeah. And just for an FYI, I said to my husband, I said, husband, do you want me to put any oranges in your lunch? And he's like, nope. And I'm like, why not? He's like, because I'm too lazy to peel it. This is like a little mandarin orange. And he's too lazy to peel it. Anyways, That's my food for the thought. Other than that, no, that is a big right, but that's small. It's right, but it's small. Better late than never. Hi, Diana asks, "How are you?" I love my Jenny. Um, Tom Hanks' mom used to live 20 minutes from my hometown. Used to see Tom Hanks at Costco. Oh, really? Nice. Um, and other places when she was still alive. Oh, he is not friendly in person. Oh, is he a faker? Or did just fans and that be bothersome after a while? Isn't that funny when you hear that though? When you watch somebody and you think that they have this amazing personality, like funny, da 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 da, and then
Yeah.
you that they're like dicks and real, and you're like, you just ruined it for me, Lacey. You just ruined that vibe I had going about Tom Hanks. All I think about is when he had that remember that little fortune teller machine thing, and he turned into a little person. Yeah, it's we'll call it a tangerine. If you want to get technical, Sharon, it's a tangerine. It's a miniature tangerine. JLR would be proud. JLR, I'm eating on this live. Hmm. Come eat with me, people. No. Anyways, you guys. Not me, obviously. Charmaine, are you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You
I
good?
yeah, I've been looking and there's absolutely nothing.
Okay.
There's no updates. There's nothing new to report on any of these. And one thing that we didn't talk about a whole lot was that we know that Sebastian is autistic, but these boys, these kids who are autistic, they're very structured. And I don't personally see an autistic boy going off on his own at night.
I know.
I don't know what that means or what it could have happened. I really don't. I don't.
Let's do that. Yeah. Let's show that one more time, you guys. This is Sebastian, 15 years old. He's been missing since February 26th. Same darn day as Madeline there. And if you guys could just please share this to your social media. I'm just, you know what? I don't usually like to beg, but I'm willing to beg you guys. With this case here, again, it's, uh, it's 9 days in, guys. Anyways, um, again, certain cases splash so fast across the internet. Other ones take a little bit of time before people go, oh, hey, this case over here. Anyways, that's kind of like how Sebastian's case is to me. So if you guys could just please share this to your social media. And if he is out there somewhere and he's ventured off further than where they were looking, at least it brings more eyes and awareness
That's right.
to this child. And that's what, it's that little something that we can all do to bring awareness to the different cases. And this one, for me, I'm just, yeah. You know what, Tremaine, go ahead. Beg for me. I'm not good at it, but go ahead. No. Yes.
Just
Green.
share it and go on to the. I don't know how you have your Facebook page set up, Sunny, but on X and I believe on TikTok you can find this poster as well. On Facebook, some of us who actually have public Facebook pages have shared it, so you can find it on Facebook. You
All
can
right.
look up True Crime Story Podcast on Facebook, and it's up there too.
And it's on the community page as well.
On the YouTube community page, you bet.
Yeah. I can easily put it up there again on the community. I'll do that in a few minutes, or maybe I'll do it now. Wait, that's Vinnie Politan's community page. Vinny, I've already given you enough of my time this morning.
Whatever. Vinny deserves all the time.
Yeah. And again, if you guys could hit the like, that would be great. Wouldn't ask more of that, but just give it a, well, no, actually, I prefer both shared as well. But let me go put this to the community page for you guys. So for anyone that doesn't know about this case, it's just really sad. Okay. Oh, I'm saying take me to my channel. And it was being okay. So I'm just going to go quickly find that. So an image. Well, it
So
should
there
be
was
there.
just an article that came out regarding Sebastian's dad.
Okay. Seth Rogers.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to pull it up. Aspen
Okay.
actually sent it to our chat there.
Okay. I'm just gonna. Okay. So you guys, I'm just posting that post for the flyer right now on the community page. So he just sent something.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it bad?
No, it's kind of sad.
Oh, okay. Well, let's just.
Dad's just not giving up. Obviously, of course he's not.
Perfect. Yeah, this is the. Remember, guys, the dad is the one that works for the Davidson Police Department there, and he lives in the Clarksville area. So, stop screen. Let's just see what the dad has to say here.
And the dad also said Sebastian going off on his own doesn't make any sense. Nothing is adding up. I don't know what is going on. Is there foul play? I don't know, Rogers said. I don't know anything. Nothing makes sense right now. So that's kind of, remember we questioned what he had said when the interviewer asked about his living situation with the step parents. And he said, I really don't have anything to say about that. So that, what I just read kind of.
Oh, I don't recall that. The question put that way.
Yeah, it's pretty much exactly how the question was put to him.
You know what? Let's play that.
And then it says if someone has you, run. So there's a whole article that Aspen shared, and I'm gonna share it to chat so people can go and read it. Because I know you probably have to get going here soon. And
no,
don't you?
No, it's Tuesday. I don't usually do lives on Tuesday, so I'm good. It's not like I have this, spectacular life outside of my bedroom and the thing. This is what I do. So, yeah. So yeah, I had no plans because I feel like I look like a grease ball because I, wasn't planning on doing a lot. So wait, what is it that there was an article?
Yep. So Aspen shared this that you've got up on the screen, and then right before that, he shared an article. I read a little bit of that, but I also posted it in the chat if you want to click on it there.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay. Okay, well, let's take a look at this. We'll stop that for a second. We're moving in a different direction. Madeline Soto was at the big start, but this case is important too, please. So let's see what this has to say. Channel 5. If someone has you, run, right? That's what. Oh.
They're knocking down these apartments that are.
You guys get an ad. This isn't YouTube, guys. If it was YouTube, I wouldn't be seeing ads. It teases you. All right. And this one's a good one. This one was like 25-second long ad where that you're forced to watch it. Okay, come on. All right.
Well, 10 days have now passed. Still no sign of Sebastian
Look
Rogers.
at this thing.
The teen's mother and stepfather say he just
Look
walked out of their Sumner County home and vanished.
There we go.
Yesterday, we heard from them for the first time pleading for their boy to come home. Our Nick Barris also interviewed his biological father.
Somebody has you, son. Run. Run to the next person you meet. Ask to use their phone and call 911. Tell them who you are. Let them find you.
Authorities announced yesterday their search efforts have been scaled back. The parents have not been named as suspects, and we are told they are cooperating with this investigation. Originally, police told neighbors in the Shackle Island area to check any doorbell or home security footage from late last Sunday night to early Monday morning when Sebastian reportedly disappeared. Now they are asking neighbors to check footage from earlier on Sunday. Here's another look at the photos we have of Sebastian. If you see him, if you know anything about this, you are asked to call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Okay, that was it. Okay. Okay. Oh, hi. Hello. Hey, Charmaine. Turning your camera on. You're up close and personal.
No.
Fine. Do I look like a grease monkey? Hold on, let me check that. Okay, so let me pull up that audio from yesterday. Chrome tab. I think it was this one right here. I saw it's Justine. Hi, Diana. Thank you, my love. It's great seeing you two right now. Isn't it so great? Right? Aspen Connor? Isn't it so great, Charmaine? You know, Aspen, he never has time for us, hardly, does he?
No, he's off feeding somebody's fish.
Is that what he's doing? Wow.
Probably.
The struggle must be real at his end. Yeah. Thank you, Diana. As I'm pulling up this. So this should be the audio here.
From heavy metals to
Whoa, hold on. Whoa. Big old commercial there with big old sound. Okay.
affecting your mood. There's more to vaping than you think.
If you could just first, I mean, as his father, tell me a little bit about your son.
He's got a big heart. He's loving. You know, he's inquisitive. He can be stubborn at times. He loves to play video games. He loves animals. I mean, he thoroughly loves animals. He likes plants. He likes to, you know, grow things. He likes to take care of things. He loves his video games. Boy, the kid loves his video games.
What has the last week been like for you as a father?
My heart is missing somewhere out here, and I'm just trying to find him. Yeah, I don't know where he's at. I can't find him.
And when was the last time you got to see Sebastian?
Last time he was at my house. So I was supposed to have him last weekend, and it would have been 2 weekends prior. He was at my house, and I got to see him. We got to play video games, watch TV. Had a great weekend.
And I mean, obviously, it seems like, what has it been like working with law enforcement? Have they been great, you know, trying to help you with this search?
They're definitely doing everything that they can to find my son, and I thoroughly appreciate it. And I hope that they find him every day. I'm waking up hoping that they find him.
And obviously, so he's autistic. Are there any like tendencies that he may have? Like, does he like hanging out like in the trees or by water that could maybe help people find him?
He does like creeks. I mean, he loves to go fishing with me. But if he's in the city limits, he's, you know, video games. He'd probably be, you know, maybe an arcade or something.
Okay. And has he ever done something like this before? Just leave the house for a short period of time or anything like that?
No.
And I mean, how much sleep have you lost over this last week? Walk me through kind of what that experience has been.
I haven't had very much sleep at all. I mean, coffee and energy drinks is my main diet has been.
Yeah. And I know you said you were out there searching. Are there any particular places that you're looking that you think he might be at?
I'm looking everywhere. I'm not from this area, so I don't know it. So I'm just everywhere. I keep telling people, keep your head up and your eyes open. If you see him, call 911. You know, if my son hears my voice, buddy, you need to get to a phone and call 911. You know.
Definitely. And you live in Clarksville, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, but you've been out here in the Hendersonville area just searching for him the last week?
Every day.
And I guess, are you in close contact with his mother and stepfather about the situation?
Not really. I mean, we're in communication at least once a day, but that's about it.
Okay.
I'm looking for him, you know.
Yeah. And I know, like, obviously with social media, it's tough because as a parent, you just want your kid home. But there's been a lot of like speculation too about possible like criminal investigations. I mean, what's kind of your reaction to all of that chatter on social media?
I don't have social media, man.
Okay. But just hearing people kind of speculate about that in the community, I guess, how does that make you feel?
I think they need to, instead of being keyboard warriors, they need to put feet on the ground and start looking for my son. If they really want to help, that's what they should be doing instead of coming up with their own opinion. How about get out there and we find my son?
And how much does your son Sebastian mean to you?
He's my life.
Stupid question, seriously.
Do you have any other kids?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And I guess, is there, anything you want to say? I don't know how well you know the stepfather or the mother, but is there anything you'd like to say about that and that situation and how he just kind of disappeared from the house?
I have nothing to say about that.
Okay. And if you could say something to Sebastian right now, what would you say?
If you are hearing this, son, you need to tell people who you are and tell them to call 911 for you. You need to tell people that you are Sebastian Rogers and that you need them to call 911.
And anything you'd like to tell him about returning home?
I miss you, buddy. And I'm waiting. I want to hear from you. Okay.
All right.
Call 911 so we can find you, man. Come on, son.
That's heartbreaking, just freaking heartbreaking. You can just hear it in his voice, kind of like the mother. You just hear that sadness of like just devastated, just absolutely gut, wrenched. Such a sad. That's why, you guys, like I said, this boy has been missing since February 26th, apparently between 12 and 6. But regardless of what the situation is, just to spread the awareness for Sebastian. I mean, hearing that's probably about my fourth, fifth time hearing this conversation. I shared it out on TikTok, and I was actually, Charmaine, I was about to put it out here in case people hadn't seen it. But then again, the update for Madeline Soto came in. Just gut wrenching. You guys, just gut wrenching. This is the father again, the biological father, lives about a mile away in Clarksville. He works for the Davidson Police Department there in Tennessee, and his Sebastian looks like his dad. I was definitely trying to figure out because he sure didn't look like his mom to me. So it's kind of like my son. He looks totally like a mini me of his father. I'm like, you sure you don't got one thing in there of me that looks like me? But yeah, he looks a lot like his father. So again, I did share the poster for Sebastian to the community group. Again, and I'll probably share it again tonight. I kind of been sharing it to Twitter, just so that it keeps getting its rounds and stuff like that. Oh, I think that was it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
Mustang. Nice to see you.
Oh, Mustang. Where is she?
She popped in and said later.
Hey?
She popped in and just said later.
Oh,
I didn't even know she was here.
Later, Gator. Yeah. Well, you know how it is sometimes, eh? Yeah. Towards the end.
Yeah.
All of a sudden it's like peekaboo. People say goodbye and you're like, oh, you were lurking the whole time, eh? But anyways, nice to see you, Mustang. And other than that, you guys, I think that's it. I'm going to go work on a few videos. As for the Madeline Soto case, I guess, it's just going to be a wait and see thing. We played that 3 times in this live. So if you didn't see it, go watch the replay on it. About the mom's story changing, photo leak of crime scene, and yeah, I mean, monsters. And hopefully this child here, Sebastian, and I don't want to take away from Elijah Vu as well, because been covering that one. But sometimes there's like no updates, but there was an update about a vehicle, but I just don't know what that update was. It was something to do with a vehicle that was um, that they found recently, like just the other day. That that was a point of interest. We'll call it a point of interest. Yeah. No, you know what? I actually might come back later. I feel like a grease monkey right now. And I'm grateful, and Charmaine's probably hungry. She popped on after work, and perhaps if Adam, isn't too busy, Charmaine. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, first of all, I don't even know if Charmaine does want to come on another live later, or if she just wants to go chill out, have a bath, and think of Vinnie Politan the rest of the day, considering she thinks, because we were, like I said, in his live earlier this morning. So again, for all of you guys that watch Court TV, Vinnie Politan has his own YouTube channel as well, where it's more of a personalized. Well, it's only personalized right now. Pretty soon, it's going to grow really fast, right?
Yeah.
But anyways, it's more of a one where he just kind of like speaks to you, he's very good. He reminds me of Tom Webster in the fact that the chat happened an hour ago and he's still looking at comments because he's going down them. But after a while, when you become a creator, you go, okay, you know what? I think I need to scroll to the bottom because I'm too far behind.
Lacey, I do have an Instagram account, and
Sweet.
it's
Charmaine.
very neglected.
Wow.
Everything I do is neglectful. I can't. But yeah, I'm on there. I couldn't even tell you how to find me on there. I have no idea. Look at my name, I guess. I don't know.
Lacey, come on now. She totally overlooked this comment first. She was too busy focused on her own comment.
Questions for me. I'm not trying to steal your thunder there, Sunny.
Yeah, so you could say I could wear a burlap sack, eh? Well, good thing I got a husband that no matter what tells me I'm beautiful. But Lacey, thank you so much. Hey, Charmaine, you look really ugly today. No, just kidding.
Oh, it's the hair.
I know, just kidding. Oh, no. We just joke around, you guys, by the way. We can handle a joke or two, or 3 or 10. Yes, another live. I love your lives. Okay. I'll gift a couple of memberships if you do. Oh, okay. Charmaine, you listening to this? You're starting a trend. I feel like Charmaine's been starting a trend. Charmaine is gifted. What?
All over the YouTubes.
Yeah. Shh. Ixnay. Anyways, you guys, thank you guys so much for watching this. Again, please go to the community page, grab that poster for Sebastian. Prayers to, of course, Madeline Soto. Devastating prayers to Audrey Cunningham, who lost her life as well. Hopefully, well, I don't really have hope for Elijah Vu, to be honest with you. I really feel gutted by that one. What a beautiful little boy. And he has 2 pieces of shit people in his, actually, no, 3 pieces of shit, because Elijah Vu's real father's in prison till like 2040. Then you have, Mr. Piece of Shit there with rap record a mile long, who was the caretaker to whatever. And then, you have the mother that, they're just, you just look at this beautiful little boy, and you guys know that you guys will adopt him in a second. He's just so cute. But I'm not hopeful with his one. Well, hold on. That's not being positive. Let's be hopeful for children. But once it gets to a certain point, it's really not looking good. And that's just being realistic, sadly, but devastating. He's such a cute little boy. And yeah, and of course, to Sebastian here, hopefully he's found. The Canadian in you is the Canadian in me coming out today. For anyone that doesn't know, yeah, Charmaine, you're from. You want to say?
I'm from Canada.
She's from Alberta, Canada. Let's get it straight. Which I've lived there half my life. And we actually lived about, I used to say 20 minutes, but about 40 minutes apart when I lived up there. But I'm in Vancouver, Canada, and we don't have snow. We barely get snow here. We'll get rain, but we don't really get a lot of snow. Anyways, oh, am I saying A? I do say A a lot without even, like, I don't even think about that, to be honest with you. It's just like a natural thing, I guess I just say. I don't even think about it. Hopeful but realistic. Yeah. Hi, Sleuthy Goosey. Yeah, absolutely. It's hard. You know that if a child isn't found soon, the chances of when it's okay, if it's a teenager, different story. Teenagers, most of them are runaways. Most of them show back up at home. For the most part. But for babies, the children, ones like that, it's usually ends up in a tragic story, sadly. It's very rare that something ends up turning up good when it becomes involved in a child and stuff like that. And right now, I just feel like every time we just turn around, there's a story of a child that's either missing, um, Elijah Vu, Sebastian Rogers here, or being murdered, because of some sick individual that's in their life. Now, uh, Stefan or Stephen, however you want to call him, Stearns here, he didn't have like a criminal record. And I know that there's some friend that has gone on Gray Hughes and been talking, and then I think he went on again and talked. Um, and that's about all I know. I remember listening to a little bit of it, not much. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that it was like, you know, not I don't think to the friend, unless he changed. I don't know. I'd have to probably go listen to it again. Either way, it's not like this guy had a criminal record, but it will remain to be seen if the mother, has gets any charges laid against her. Like I said, it depends on if she was purposely lying to either cover that sicko's ass or if it was, unintentional forgetfulness. You know what she reminds me of when I look at the mother of Madeline? She looks like one of those people that can easily be controlled. She looks very passive. Like she doesn't seem like she's this strong person to me. You know what I mean? She doesn't come off like she's strong. So I'm wondering if she was coached or if, who knows? We'll just have to wait and see how that plays out with that and whatever the autopsy reveals. If by chance, was there a pregnancy there and that's why her life was taken? Did she threaten to tell? That's why her life was taken. Something happened for sure. Not yet, Ben. It's not like a 5 minute hop, skip, and a jump. It's probably about an 11-hour drive, 12-hour
Charmaine's
drive.
going to go on a road trip, and I'm going to pick Sunny up, and we're going to go meet Aspen, and then we're going to go down to by, and we're going to meet everybody else, and we're going to take selfies with every single person, including Tom Webster. And I don't care how long of a detour that takes me, but I have a goal, and that's what I want to do.
Oh, she's so
And,
bossy.
yeah, so Sunny lived 40 minutes away from me up here, and then in Calgary, she lived behind the mall that I worked at the same time. It's just very
Yeah,
strange.
small world. Sometimes it's a small world, eh? Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyways, okay, you guys have a great time. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for watching this live, and thank you for subbing. Thank you for the mods and everything like that. Thank you for the memberships, and thank you, Diana S, for the $5 super chat. And anyways, you guys, I guess it's like 5:36 here. So I was gonna say go have a nice dinner or something like that, but it's 3 hours east, so it's like 8:36. Anyways, yeah, I'll do a live in a little bit here again, maybe around 7 or 7:30. I don't know. We'll see. somewhere around there. Anyways, you guys take care. Have a good one. And Charmaine, do you need to say?
I don't.
Anything? No.
I have nothing to say. I'll come to all of you guys, or we can meet centrally. I want to meet every single person. That's my goal in life. That's my bucket list.
Yeah, can't say that's my bucket list.
Well, she's coming with me, so don't even worry about it.
All right, you guys. You guys
Okay.
take care. Bye, guys. Thank you.